There's just a couple reasons why I'm doing this video. It's about explaining the way the world works. And for anyone who can understand this, from this level of being blunt and in your face, you know, don't take this personal unless you are one of the people in this position, because basically none of the people that I've heard from are in this position. Okay, these are the people that are in a different echelon of society. You call it an archon or a shadow government. Okay, but when I talk about them, when I talk about that position, other people are not really gonna understand it. You may accept the fact that it could be the way things are, you know, theoretically. You may, like Machiavellian politics. And Machiavelli wrote The Prince, and there are other books that came out in this century, in fact in the last decade, that are similar, that are up to today's standards of technology and why things are done the way they are. But even if somebody does accept the explanations, it's not it can't be grasped unless you think this way about the world. You know what I mean? Like if you don't already think this way, like automatically have it in you to think this way, then when you hear the explanation of it, you can say, okay, yeah, you know, but it's not really understandable. Okay? Sometimes the public will get a concern about something, and you have to address it to save face. Okay? But when you're in the power elite, there is an internal struggle. There's always infighting. It's like the court, the royal court. You know, you have your jesters in there too. Maybe I'm a jester, maybe I'm not. But everybody has to play their part in front of the king and the queen. And yet, you know, you've got a whole public, a serfdom of slaves and people that think they're quite smart and looking in. But unless you're in the royal court, you can't understand it. But then there are outcasts, of course, who understand very well what's going on and how it's done. But they bide their time, and they have their other plans. These are the wild cards. These are unpredictable. But they know the things that I'm saying. When there is a little inconvenience out there in the world and you have to save face, and, you know, you'll just try to do it to be nice. Nice. Everything now is nice under the like pretext of the politics of civilization. Okay? It's not like people don't go around admitting that they're dictators. People don't go around you know, bragging that they are. But in fact, they are, and they act like that behind the scenes. What they're doing actually, and they're concealing it, is like that. So they wield a lot of power. It doesn't have to be approved. There's no democracy. There's no consensus. It goes toward dictatorship. Some people want to call it right-wing or centralized or whatever kind of labels. I don't like the right-wing, left-wing paradigm. It's another way to like create a misinformed consciousness in the society. It's another way to create that. Because the more extreme that you get in any one of this, the way you divide it, like power of socialism or power of this, it's just ridiculous. Because who do you think puts the socialism into place? There's a shadowy power that sets it up that way, and there's a shadowy power that sets up the stock market, make the society gamble in this like so-called legalized gambling. And it's all about money, see? It's all about money. All about money. So I'm not going after the little table scraps here. Do you know what I'm referring to? I'm not going after little crumbs, because that's all they're willing to give. Sprinkle out some crumbs. Yeah, some crumbs. I know very well how to be under the table at the fringe there, trying to get the goodies that they may have missed that are still fresh. The 5-second rule. And I know how to be thankful just for that much. Looking in from the outside, getting a little taste. Taste of the money, the riches, the wealth. What do you do when you have extra money? Oh, I go out and, I try to get something of permanent lasting value. I try to nourish myself. I'm looking for bargains. I don't want to throw away money because there is hardly any. Scarcity mentality, in a way. But I'm not looking for that. I'm looking for the big fish. I'm looking for really cashing in. I said this before. When was it? In December or early January? I did the video about power, and where I did that thing where I lost my mind, or I did this thing about the new. I was talking about the new power, the new elite that's coming up. I did that. If you caught the video and you understand what I'm talking about, it's a reference to the up and coming power. It's not new power. It's from the old. So you don't get to the level of understanding this stuff just by sitting there. You were always just sitting there looking in. You can't. Okay, that's why I pretexted this. That I gave you an introduction where I'm saying you're not going to understand it. Try to understand it. If you understand it, then write in. But I'm sure that you don't, unless you've been there before. Unless you've dropped out. You've willingly dropped out. You're sitting on the sidelines. You're taking a break. You're granted a break. I mean, from the highest level, you're granted a break. Just like me. I'm granted a break right now. I've been granted a break. Nobody knows. Nobody has to know what I'm doing. I'm not in full facade. I'm not in my regalia. You don't know me. You don't know what I'm doing. But I'm saying I'm shining a little through here. The phantom. Who's that? He must know his way around. He understands something. How do I understand? How do I understand them, the current ones, that are presently in charge, but not always going to be in charge? You're going to lose it. They're going to lose it, people. My friends out here are trying to keep up. You're going to have to be ahead of the curve, because you've already got the prophecies laid out to you. That the world will be turned upside down. Those on the top will be on the bottom, and on the bottom will be on the top. What does that mean? See, I'm making a reference to that. I will not be distracted, and when there's a little inconvenience, they just poo-poo it, and they just, oh yeah, we're dealing with that. But they don't want to be bothered, because you see, it's about the money. And when you have to Can you hold on a second? Hold on just a second, because I'm getting bothered here, and I don't want you to be distracted by any other voice. Silence! When I ask for silence, I get silence. At least in my little world, my little kingdom. But you see, in the greater world, in the whole world, where they're trying to get consolidated power, which is good. It's good. I'm never really saying it's bad. All these explosions and hoo-ha. It's just a sign of the power struggle that's going on. And you think I'm bothered by the fact that Bush gave more power to the state and to the office, and Obama? Do you think I'm really concerned about that? I'm not concerned about that nonsense. That's the attempts of the weaklings, of the ones that just sit, that usurp. They don't know how to gain power. Because they're still keeping up that facade. That facade. They keep up a fake, false image. They still wear the monkey suit. They can't be themselves. They're just biding their time because they know their time is short. It's going to come like, boom, it's coming. It's coming. Now, this is the thing about the time scale, that they operate according to a schedule of the fiscal. The fiscal, the financial, the timing of the banking institutions, which it's an artificial timing. There's timing of divinity, prophecy. Nobody knows it because it can't fit within the calendar. It doesn't go like that. So you can't time it. You can't constantly take it from that level and then superimpose it or try to find it within the calendar timeline. It doesn't work that way. In fact, it's in some ways not even linear. But anyhow, we're not going to get into metaphysics here. I'm just talking about the political power structure system and why things happen the way they do. You can look at them, and they're presenting this image of, yeah, we want to do good, and yeah, we're doing this, but there's all kinds of reasons for why the things are going on. And it's not just the reasons that they're telling you. That's the cover story. So, cover story, the official line, the red herring. Look up red herring. You need to know about that. Everything's a red herring when it comes down to it. So what is the conspiracy? The conspiracy is just spelled out. It's hiding in plain sight. They want a one world power. Well, that's nothing new, because if you think about it, that's the kingdom come. But they can't have it that way, okay? Because none of them is that powerful. Because they don't do things that way. They wish they knew. They wish they knew. But you see, they have to come out and say, oh, we'll do it this way, and oh, we're this on this campaign, and it's about, climate, or Climate Gate was figured out. Oh, it's about this, eugenics, and, this was figured out, and now the vaccinations, and you got Bill Gates. Bill Gates is in the royal court, of course. He goes to the G8, G20 meetings, all the summits, the conferences. Who else? You had Ted Turner for a while. He's in on that. Silence! Every few minutes I gotta hear nonsense out of anybody. I want silence. That includes you, who's sitting in the seat. Yeah, you, because your time is short. Now what they do is they pussyfoot around the issue, and they make it seem like, ooh, we're so good, and you can't touch me, because they don't have power consolidated. They still have to worry. But there's a power coming that operates the same way, but better and more pure, that doesn't need to waste their time with all that garbage and that fake illusion that they're putting forth. Look, I'm going to tell you something this way, okay, you people that don't understand how the world is coming to and how it's going to be, whether you like it or not. It doesn't matter. The more that you don't like it, the more you're going to be slaughtered off. And I'm not going to shed a tear. And the one that try to hold on to the power and say, no, I'm the one, I wield that, I'm a worldly. No, you don't, actually. You're going to be slaughtered down the hardest and tortured and kept that way eternally. Yeah. See, you gotta follow up to this, to what I'm actually talking about here. Okay? And tell your friends, because you need help to decipher this. Don't be proud, be humble. Be humble. And you listen to this and you say, well, it doesn't make any sense, he's ranting and raving. No, he's not. He's not. I'm laying out so much truth here that it's like, if you really understood, you would say, wow, we gotta, what's this guy onto? What's he doing? What's he waiting for? Why he has this attitude about what he sees in the world? I'm not confused about it in any sense or form or shape or anything. There's no question as to what's going on. And what do we have to do about it? Don't be concerned in that way. Be concerned that you don't understand how the power structure is, because this is where you need to be at. When the power structure is formed, you better be on the right side. And there's only one side. Everything else loses. So, I've said this absolutism, you're either with me or you're against me. And the whole YouTube experiment ended up just being like a virtual experiment of that. And there was a lot of people that just didn't get it. They just didn't get what it symbolized. It wasn't anything different. It's not anything out of the blue or eccentric. It's not eccentric at all. It's like hitting the nail on the head. It is right in front of your face. It's the way of the world. It's not anything else. It wasn't anything else. It was like exactly the thing that's going on. It's exactly the game that they're playing. But they're just playing it in this fake little manner, and about voting and about, peace, the peace award. What is that? Not Oslo. Nobel! Yeah, they're from that area, the Scandinavian. Swedish? Is it Swedish, or was it, who cares? It's all a bunch of nonsense. It's like the Academy Award for movies. You're going to take it that seriously? There's going to be a new Academy Award system coming up when the Dominion is established. And it's getting established. I'm telling you. I assure you. It's now. Now it's materializing. It's materializing right in front of your face. It is materializing. And everyone is getting into their little slot that they need to be, so that they can be used for traction and then crushed down out of the way. They only need to do their final act, either of submission, of recanting, or resisting. You want to resist? You want to rebel? You want to refuse? You will be crushed down. And that's what's going on right now. They're making an example in Syria. Look at the example that they made. I already told you about Libya. I made 2 or 3 videos about that. Look at that example. Look at the struggles in Israel. And I just did an interview from Israel, where I'm going to be going very, very soon again. On my way there, I'll probably hit some other places. I'm not sure. Not going to say. It's not anybody's concern right now. But I did a little interview. I don't know if you can gain a little. It's not like this video. This video is more chock full. The other one is more comical of my personal life. You want to listen and see that it gives you a little shade, or a little mood that's been set by the divine sense of comedy. So what else am I going to say now that I'm at 20 minutes? Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye, everybody. I'm glad you didn't understand it. I didn't do a very good job because I just don't care. It doesn't matter. You either get something out of it and you listen, and that's the way it is. That's it. Yeah, that's it. Thanks for listening. And all of you that are going after the little crumbs, because you need your crumb, you need your little mouse-infested nest to go back to, because you're a mouse. Or you're a flea on the mouse that's bringing the Black Plague, the bubonic, or whatever you're doing. Yeah, that's what you are. You all you out there that are spying, that's what you are. And you're going to be exterminated. But there is a last chance that you give up. You give up your wicked ways, and you stop talking against Obama and all that. Of course, I don't talk about Obama. He's a scoundrel. He's a this, he's a that. Yeah, he thinks he has this power and he doesn't, or he's worried that he's going to take my rights away. He can't do anything. That's just this dog and pony show. Who cares? Obama is not going to affect things in any great way, shape, or form. He's just presently in that place. So why you want to talk about it? As it's a distraction. It's a distraction because just because you come out here say anything about Obama, like if I would say anything like about Obama, or I never have my collar right. Fucking, do you hate collars? I fucking hate collars. I'm sitting here trying to fucking have a serious diatribe or whatever fucking tirade. Fucking collar is up. And fucking look at this. It's a fucking chaos. Who made collars anyhow? Fucking son of a bitch. Collar makers will be the first ones to go into hell.